All right, here we go again. I wasn't gonna hunt. I said in my last video when I closed out this morning's hunt, came out at noon. I was like, I'm done for the day. I'm gonna get some stuff done. And I'm like, you know what? I've got a good win for an area I've never hunted before, and it's right outside the bedding area, and it's bulletproof as far as getting in. I don't have a perfect wind to sit there tonight, but I've never hunted this before at all. I'm likely not to see a deer at all, but it's a transition from across the street. They come down into this bottom. It is an electrical line all grown up. So I can sit up at the top of the ridge, perfect access, won't bump anything, and then I can catch anything transitioning from the other, property across the street and then coming into that bedding area. So right on the other side of that electric line is that big, heavy bedding area. And so I'm just going to go set up on the top of the ridge. Like I said, I can literally pull in and walk right to it and not bump anything. So I might not see a single deer, but it's worth a shot. And I'm definitely not going to see anything sitting on the couch. So I'm headed back out. It's Tuesday, November 14th. It's 2:30 right now. By the time I get set up, should be right at 3 o'clock. And I think the sun goes down 5:30-ish. So about 6 o'clock, a little after 6 is legal. So I'm not taking anything. Just going to take my gun and go sit on this ridge and look down on and overlook this electric line and this bedding area. So wish me luck. What's up, everybody? Back at it again. It is Wednesday, November 15th, so we're right there at that middle stage of November. And what a crappy week to take off. Matter of fact, I worked all day today, just got done. It's about 4:15. Decided to slip back out here for the last hour, hour and a half. And but 70 degrees today. My truck actually said 78 and stayed 78 all the way over here. So I don't know, it's freaking hot, but literally came straight from work. Got my flannel, threw my orange vest on, got my rifle, we're ready to go. I have zero confidence that I'm going to see a big buck tonight, but it's that time. The rut is the rut. It doesn't matter what the temperature is, nothing like that, because at the end of the day, as soon as those mature bucks breed that doe, they're on the hunt for the next one. And that's when we get that crazy activity. And that's right now, like between the 15th and the 20th is just prime for that situation to happen. So didn't come out here this morning. Don't know what it looked like. The mornings have been pretty active with those 2-year-old bucks running around, chasing does around. So at least it gives you something to watch, but haven't seen any mature bucks since the 11th on camera. But after I'm done tonight, I'm gonna run around the fields and just get those top cards from all my cameras. I think I have about 12 that are accessible through just going through the top of a field. But I'm gonna drive around, get all those, check my intel, and then I'm not hunting tomorrow. Tomorrow's just horrible conditions all day long. It's gonna start getting better into Friday. Friday's supposed to rain a little bit, and then Saturday is gonna be decent. Sunday's gonna be like everything perfect line up on Sunday. But the 18th is Saturday, my favorite day to hunt, so you know I'm going to be out here all day Saturday. So this weekend, I literally plan on living on this farm. All right, everybody, back at it again. It is November 17th, Friday. I was in here this morning, first thing. I didn't even make a video or anything. I just bombed in here. I saw a deer, I'm pretty sure it was a buck, right at the first little piece of gray light as the sun started coming up and lighting things up. And by the time I saw it, it was already 2/3 of the way across this field. And then by the time it got light enough that I could see through my binoculars, it was gone. And that was literally the only deer I seen all morning long. So I bounced out of here at about 11 o'clock. I had to go get some work done today. Got all that done. It's 3 o'clock right now. It's really light, consistent, drizzly rain right now. So my favorite time to hunt, and This was hopefully going to be my redemption day. 1 year ago today, I shot that big, huge 8. He did the death run, got over on the neighbor. They finished him off, took him out of here. So I didn't recover that deer, and I didn't fill my buck tag last year in Kentucky. So hopefully tonight is a redemption hunt night, and we have either this big 6, the 9 point, which is actually a 10 point, or whatever broke that 6 points antler. Like, if you watch my last episode, I showed you guys where this big gnarly 6 point, he's got real long, thin tines. I knew if he got in a fight that he'd probably break 1 or 2 or all of them off. And sure enough, he broke 3 to 6 inches off of his left side. But here nor there, if he shows up tonight, it's probably going to be a bad day. So I'm going to settle in here. We're going to get quiet and hopefully get lucky. Stay tuned. Whew. All right, I'm back in the truck. That was a long day. November 18th, and I sat up in that tower blind for 13 consecutive hours today, and I am flat exhausted. I have a headache. All my snacks were gone by 1 o'clock. So long day, and it was basically pointless to sit out here all day. Seen really nothing since 8:15 this morning. And then till the last 2 minutes of legal, and had a single yearling doe come across that field headed towards the feeder. But got in there this morning. It was running a little late. For whatever reason, my alarm didn't go off, so I was a little frustrated with myself, but still got out here in plenty of time. Got in, got all set up. I was in there about 30 minutes before it started kind of getting to that gray light situation, and I seen there was a deer out in the food plot. Just could barely make him out through the binoculars, but it was that 7 point that I filmed the other day, out chasing, running those doe all over the place. He was out in the food plot by himself, and then he left the food plot well before legal shooting. So he was back in the timber before legal shooting, and then had a doe come across right at legal. And then I, kind of caught my eye. I seen another doe come out of the wood line at about almost 200 yards away, 166-ish yards away. She started making her way out of the wood line, and then I seen her turn around, threw her tail up, went back to the woods, and I looked behind her, and there was one of the smaller 6 points. So I have 5 6 points that I know of running around this property, and one of the smaller 2-year-old 6 points kind of pushed her back in the wood line. He didn't chase her, but just milling around there for a couple minutes, and then he fed into the wood line himself. That was at 8:15, and I did not see another deer all day long. All day. Didn't see a single deer until, like I just said, the last 2 minutes, and then that little yearling doe came across the field, and that was it. So right now, it's just hard hunting open fields for a couple reasons. The big mature bucks have that first estrus doe pinned down, and they're with them until they breed. And that they haven't let go yet. And then all the doe are sick and tired of getting pushed around by all the 2-year-olds that are the young bucks that are running around. Every time they see a doe, they're going around and just pushing them everywhere. And I filmed that a couple times already. So I think we're at that point where they're on lockdown. They haven't bred yet. There's not as many estrus doe popping right now. So they're just staying in the timber. The doe are staying in the timber. They're tired of getting pushed around. The bucks are pinned down with the estrus doe already. but it's about to pop. I mean, it's going to pop, and it's going to pop quick. It could be tomorrow, could be Monday, could be Thanksgiving Day, but it's coming, and it's going to come quick. So if you're not out here, you're going to miss it. So you have to almost take the chance to come out and sit all day like I just did to ensure you're in position when that happens. But when it happens, that's when it's really fun, right? That's whenever you see all these big bucks you haven't seen all season, and they're running around crazy, and they're breathing hard, and their tongues are hanging out, and they're just looking for that next estrus doe to breed. And that's when it's fun for us hunters. So it's just a matter of being out here. It's not fun when you sit there for 13 consecutive hours in a row. Actually, consecutive means in a row, but you know what I mean. 13 consecutive hours and hardly see a single deer. So it's just a matter of being out here when it pops off, and that's what I plan on doing. So I'm going to be back out here tomorrow morning. What's up, everybody? I am back at it again. It is November 21st, so it's Tuesday, right at 1:45 our time, Eastern time. It's 12:45 Central time, and I'm in Brett County, so it's Central time. But I got 50 pounds of corn. I got new fresh batteries. I'm gonna hike back there, but I'm taking all my gear. I'm gonna climb up in that XOP hang on, and I'm gonna hunt tonight. Deercast has it is, okay conditions, but where I'm at, I think I can get up there and call one in to me. So I'm going to be heavy on the calls. I'm going to be heavy on the rattle tonight. And hopefully I can have some luck. But I don't want to talk too much. I got a half-mile hike back here with, between everything, probably 70 plus pounds of gear. But I'm going to get in here, and we're going to get all set up. Hopefully we'll have some luck tonight. Stay tuned. Alright guys, I'm up here, but I'm sweating. I think it's like 60 something degrees. I hiked 50 pounds of corn, bag of rack one. I got the Tink smoking stick going on over there, putting that Tink 69 all downwind. What else I do? I got some trophy buck all the way up where I was walking to where I put my bag. I just doused that all with trophy buck, so my scent's not down there. I just had a doe in here an hour ago at this corn pile. So I haven't seen a buck, well, a mature buck back here, and since before opening day of gun season, which is over a week ago now. But we're all set up. I'm hoping that tonight, between the scents, a cruising buck, these rattling antlers, and a grunt call, I can pull a buck. Good morning. It is Wednesday, November 22nd, right before Thanksgiving here, and got out early. I mean, real early, like an hour and a half before first light. And it's cold, drizzly rain mixed in with some flurries, like just pristine hunting conditions, and nothing, absolutely nothing. So it's 11 o'clock right now. It's 11:30 right now. Hiked out, got my truck, drove down here to the food plot. I've hiked down to this bottom where the old feeder's at. I don't keep feeding it this time of year, but I've got that horizontal rub down there. Nothing's hitting the horizontal rub. The only thing I ever get on there is squirrel. But just pulled that camera and then hiked around the ridge, around the bench to where I do have that stand, and at that big stump that we put mineral on, and it's just covered in leaves, so they're not even digging at the mineral. Pulled that camera. I don't know what's on camera yet, but I'm just going around pulling cards and cameras, but nothing. Like, unbelievable. Drew is out this morning. He's on the only food source in miles out in this big timber country on a non-cut bean field. Like, they're still holding beans. Nothing. Didn't even see a deer. His buddy Rob took another a great buck, one of Drew's actual target bucks. They have adjoining farms, and took a split brow, I think 10 points. So congratulations to Rob. I'm sure we'll be bringing that here to you right now. But yeah, just, I don't know, man. This is 2 years in a row, and everything I know about deer hunting doesn't even make sense. I just walked around this entire food plot all the way around the edges. My mock scrape's not getting hit. There's no fresh scrapes being opened up. There's only one older rub that's probably at least a week old, and a little bitty rub, like a spike could have made that. So I have no idea, but we're going to keep after it. I'm going to try to get out to Travis's farm and hunt with him tonight. I need a change of scenery. I mean, my camera down in Brett County was going off all morning. But just doe, like probably 10 different doe come in all morning long at different times, but no bucks. So I don't know. It's a weird situation for me the past 2 years in a row. And we're getting to the back end of gun season, which again, up until last year was very virgin ground to me. I've never made it past like the first week of gun season, filling my buck tag. I'm missing, my public land quota hunt, gun hunts, because I've got my statewide tag, and statistically my odds should be better on my statewide tag where I can bait and everything else. But guys, not even seeing deer. Like, I pulled cards, I think, out here, whatever the last time I hunted here, you've probably seen it in this episode, but just 2 days ago or so, but it had been running for 4 days, and dinks and doe was all I had on camera. Not a single, not even a 2-year-old, yet alone a mature buck on camera. So I know these folks hunting down here in this holler on opening day. There was, I think it was opening day, maybe it was Sunday, I don't remember which day. They all run together at this point when you hunt literally every day. But 9 shots from the same gun, same report, between 8 o'clock and 11 o'clock, 9 shots. And then 3 more shots, which sounded like it came from like an AR type report from the exact same area down in this holler, which is just over on the other side of this property line. So this is the travel corridor for this property as they come up in and out of this holler. I mean, if these hunters are over here killing everything that walks, like, no wonder we're not seeing deer and we're pushing them all out. So I don't know. I've managed this farm for 15 years. We've taken some really big trophy deer off of this farm, trophy deer for us. And it's always been a great place that I've called home. But I said it last year, the neighborhood has just changed with them making like an outfitter out over here, and the landowner just saying, hey, yeah, go over there and hunt next to the property line. And then, of course, last year's fiasco, finally getting on one of my big target bucks, shooting that big mature 8. Definitely killed that deer, lung blood all in the edge of the wood line here. Did his death run, and then boom, less than a minute later, heard another shot, and then less than a minute after that, heard another shot. So I'm pretty sure they finished that deer off, which was going to die anyway, and then they hauled it out of here because I searched this whole place, couldn't find it. So I don't know. I'm frustrated. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I know a lot of you are the same way. There's been a lot of success out there, but these, like I was just over there pulling that card, and there's 2 big oak trees over there. I don't know. I think they're white oaks, but man, they're just dropping acorns still, like the end of November, and they're just dropping acorns. So if that one up here on the edge of the woods is doing it, you know, the ones down in the woods and in these hollers is doing it. So I just think these deer are on these acorns, and they don't have no really reason to come up here. And then you add in the pressure, and you add in the rut activity with the bucks just pushing the does all around. Unless you just get lucky and have one of these cruising bucks come tromping by. But if the doe are all down in the woods and they're not coming up here in the open fields and grazing in your food plots and going to your feeders, then the bucks are obviously going to stay down in the woods. So when you're hunting these field edges and stuff, it's just not working. But I'm just sulking in my own misery here. I'm not trying to bring you all down, but I'm sure there's a lot of you that are going to watch this or having the same feelings right now. But even Mark Drury on his most recent YouTube video, I just watched that this morning, and he even started his video out by saying, man, what a weird season. Like, they're just not having good hunts. They're having good hunts, but not good hunting is how he put it. So they've killed some really good bucks, but that was all basically in one day that all his crews killed bucks. And those are the episodes they're putting out. But as far as just, you know, routinely seeing deer, they've been having struggles up in Missouri as well. So long story short, we're having a weird season. Congratulations to everybody out there that's figured it out. But I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm not giving up. Man, how quick everything changes. Thank God for cell cameras. But I was depressed earlier, as you all just seen in that last interview I did. I went around the farm, pulled all the camera cards, pulled a couple of cameras, and this place the past 2 days has just been on fire. And I'm down in here in this little skinny pinch in this bottom. The bedding area is just over the hill to me. And I got 2 shooters. One is that big 6, was literally standing right outside of this blind. My trail camera is on my tripod in the window of this blind. I got a picture of him last night at 5:58 standing right in front of this blind. And then he went back in this morning to that bedding. I had another big buck come through yesterday afternoon, and then both of them came back in here. So there must be some hot does or a hot doe in this area. But he was just here this morning when I was on the back side of the farm about 600 yards away. It's frustrating, but exciting. All I need him to do is come back through here. It's going to be quick. I got the camera with me, but I don't even know if I'll get it on camera. I've got the GoPro mounted to my scope, but they run through here, and I don't have any corn or anything out to slow them down right here, so it's just a transition. So I'm going to have to be on point tonight. I'm going to have to be paying attention. They should transition right out of that bedding. There's a big bowl over there. I've hunted it one time. But they'll come through here and then head back out to like the food plot and all that, the main farm over there. So I'm excited. I was down earlier, guys. I went all the way home, checked all those cards, and the very second picture was bucks. I got bucks all over the farm the past 2 days. Last night I was in Bragg County. Yesterday morning I was working. This morning I was on the back of the farm. They both came through here, headed back into that bedding area. So I feel confident tonight. Stay tuned.